from now, closer to 4:30. And then straight at 5 o'clock is going to be your second shot today to get a trip to Vegas. Not Vegas, L.A. We do so many things all year long. Hard to keep track. The sold-out Alter Ego Festival, I think in its second or third year, is going to be in January at the Forum in L.A. Blink-182 and Billie Eilish and the Lumineers and many, many, many more. And so if you want to go, 5 o'clock. We'll have your second trip today. You only get 2 per day. You get 9 o'clock with Rover, 5 o'clock with me. But if you want to go, be a good time. Cavs are off tonight. They lost yesterday, yeah?
Yeah, they did. They were with them that whole game, too. They were playing really well, and in the fourth quarter, the Mavs just pulled away. And the Mavs are real good this year, though.
Okay.
They got that Luka Doncic, and he's going to be the next great player in the NBA.
Okay.
He's incredible.
Cavs at home tomorrow night against the Celtics. That's a 7 o'clock tip here on MMS. 6:30 is when your pregame coverage will begin. Keep in mind, all through this month, you can use the promo code HARVEST at CLE Clothing Company. That is your word this month to get yourself 20% off whatever you want. Hey, Dan.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
What up, Dan?
Hey, I'm just wondering if Mary can scientifically prove that thermostat is not correct and that you guys have just been bamboozled all these years with not knowing what a real temperature feels like. Would you be willing to admit that you're wrong?
Are you asking her or asking me?
You're the one. You guys are the one who would be wrong that it's not 70 degrees in here.
Oh,
just because it's set to 70 doesn't mean that that's what the actual temperature is.
But
He's saying, would you say you were wrong?
But the way my thermostat at home works is you set the temperature, and then when the room temperature drops below that, the heat kicks on to get it back to what you set it to. And then when it's there, it stops. And then when it dips below, it goes back on. Like, if I set my house, to 67 degrees, okay, or 70 or whatever, if it dips below 70, the heat kicks on.
Right.
And then it goes to 71 or whatever, and it goes off.
So, but there will be times that your house will be below 70 degrees. There will be times when your house is 66 degrees.
And it kicks when it goes below what you set it at. Again, I'm not an HVAC guy.
Right.
You could be absolutely right. Again,
there might be a degree or two difference.
And I'm not going to argue with Mary over how cold she feels.
Right.
That's not what I'm doing.
Well, what I'm saying is sometimes these office thermostats are dummy thermostats where you can set them where you think it's 70, and they're controlled by the system to maybe be 68.
I wish you were right. I'll tell you what, Dan, I am amazed at how, usually you work in a place this big, and like you said, there's dummy thermostats. I'm amazed at how each room has an individual thermostat. There might be a couple of rooms connected.
Yeah.
But most of these rooms have like individual thermostats.
Like I think Poundcake is connected to
Rachel's
studio behind him.
So if I ever get hot or cold in here, I'm like pounding on the door.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, Rachel, turn it down.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
in here.
my studio, my production studio across the hall is connected to like Jabba Joel's, the
Kiss side
the
studio.
Poundcake room on the other side of the hall, right?
Okay.
And when I come in the morning, my room is like 80 degrees because they're too cold in there when they're doing work.
In the morning, yeah.
Whatever. It's fine. I mean, whatever. It wasn't even...
I'm intrigued. I'd love to see you bring in a real thermometer and test this theory out and
I gotta
one
get
thing
one.
for all, validate Mary.
Tell you what.
She's right on that.
Tell you what,
Thank
Dan.
you.
I have a rectal thermometer at home. We'll bring that in.
Ooh.
And we'll use that to test. And then we'll go from there.
Sounds great.
Thank you, Dan. All right.
Yeah, we'll admit we're wrong if we're wrong.
Yeah,
If
and
we're
I will
wrong.
too.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, you guys are right. Yeah, I'm just colder than the temperature is in the room, but I don't believe that that's accurate.
Todd in Ashland says, I just saw Mary for the first time. She's a total babe. She can wrap up all day long.
Thanks, Todd. Where did he
Wouldn't
see
you
me?
rather see more Todd if you think she's such a babe?
No, because he
On the live
appreciates me
stream.
for who I am. Oh, I was at Grandpa's Cheese Barn yesterday, so I was like, did you see me there? That's in Ashland.
I saw Mary at Grandpa's Cheese Barn.
Loading up on meat and cheese, and I was just
Yeah.
so attracted to her.
Yeah.
Sexiest you've ever looked.
I don't think Mary looks bad at all. I just am, trying to make a production here.
I understand. And I understand your point. I get it. But at what cost? You know what I mean? Yeah, He's pointing to his face for me to smile more.
At what cost? Indeed. At what cost?
At what cost do I
At
look
what
good on
cost?
this live stream?
Hey, speaking of professional basketball players, do you remember Jim Farmer?
Yeah.
Remember a guy named Jim Farmer?
I do.
Jim Farmer had a pretty decent pro career. He went to University of Alabama, and he was drafted in the late 80s, played with the Denver Nuggets, played with the Mavs, Seattle Supersonics. Yeah. He was All-American at the University of Alabama, and they have arrested him on human trafficking charges in Tennessee.
Ooh, yeah.
Human farmer.
Oh, no. He's not growing them.
You don't know.
Yeah, but
he might be trying.
Growing and grooming.
He's trying to grow one inside another one. He agreed to pay, He agreed to pay $170 to have sex with a 16-year-old girl. He responded to an online ad, and so he was going to, it's not...
buffoon.
Why don't you just have sex with an 18-year-old girl and say, tell me you're 16?
Or pay a professional some money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know. And by the way, this dude's like a good-looking guy. Now, that's not the be-all, end-all, but you'd understand it if he was some troll, right? Mm-hmm. He's a good-looking dude.
What's his name again?
Jim Farmer.
That's how you know he's into young girls, because he could get a young girl if he wanted. He wants a 16-year-old girl. Not a 20-year-old girl, not an 18-year-old girl. He wants a girl that's 16 and probably younger.
Well, he...
That's predator stuff.
He lives in Franklin, Tennessee, and he was one of 16 guys arrested in a sting. He agreed to pay $170 to have sex with a 16-year-old girl. That's always the saddest thing to me. Granted...
The price.
It is the price.
$170.
We can all agree, I hope, that the sex with minors thing, right? Gross. Illegal. It's just how cheap these guys are that just drives me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing.
I've got he's like, how much do I have on me? As he's online, he probably just went in his pocket and was like, I got $170 on me. I mean, I'm horny right now. Why not? Just get offline, go to the ATM, wait a little bit, right? So guys get all in a froth, and then they can't control themselves.
Well, that's why you do something about it. You take care of yourself, and then see how you feel before you're going to commit a crime or do something that you're going to regret.
This guy even had
get it out of your brain, and you go, I would have made a huge mistake paying $170 to try and have sex with a 16-year-old girl, when really, I just, got it out of my system, and now I'm fine.
I would have ruined my life.
Yeah.
And this guy had a pretty decent second act. He was a country music singer.
Hey!
Proving once again, let's be real, anyone can do it. Nice. And he was a model, good-looking guy, right? Only spent 6 or 7 seasons in the NBA, so early 90s, the guy's retired.
Looks like he had a lot of work done, though. He looks like he had a lot of Botox or something. But
I don't know what you're looking at. He just looks like a dude who's stayed in pretty decent shape.
He used to be hot.
Well, all right. But he was, there's a country band called Sawyer Brown. Anybody remember them? I think they were like a Star Search band back in the day. Know. But they were a big deal in the 80s.
Soiled Brown, you said?
What's his
Sawyer Brown, not Soiled Brown.
What's his first name?
Jim Farmer. There's got an album cover here. Baby, Come On. I guess he took the baby part a little too literally.
To me, if you're 16. That was the rest of it.
I believe he's better at music than he was at basketball, and that's really saying something, said the band's management. But now he got caught up in a sting, And it just means you're not rich enough. I don't know how much money the guy's got, but it just means you're not rich enough. Because they picked Robert Kraft up in a sting, didn't they? And that thing went away very quietly.
But that wasn't an underage sting.
What's that?
His thing wasn't an underage woman.
It was an Asian spa or whatever. It was a rub and tug. I understand.
Than underage. You get into underage, then it gets real dicey.
But you think Robert Kraft would have gotten himself out of an underage sting? I bet he would. A billionaire.
That's a lot harder, though.
But if you've got the means to do it.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't get out of it. Was he a billionaire?
I say he was a billionaire.
Yeah.
And he got away with it for how many years?
A long time.
But it's not it's a different time now.
Decades.
So we're talking about right now. If you're a billionaire, you're not getting away with it anymore.
He was being real sloppy with it, and he put it out there and open. If Jeffrey Epstein kept it hush hush and not invited all his rich celebrity friends that also had eyes on them, he probably could have gotten away with it. He could have greased some palms, and they would have looked the other way.
Well, there were a lot of allegedly greased palms in this situation. All right, I got $1,000 here for you. Just stay off the adult escort sites with this, all right? I want no part of that. I don't want to contribute to that nonsense. Chance for you to go fund yourself. Good luck.
Hey, it's Rover. Go fund yourself. We have your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword SQUARE to the number 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's SQUARE to 200-200. Good luck and go fund yourself from 100.7 WMMS.
You know, you forget how long ago those Harry Potter movies were. And I was reading about one of Hugh Hefner's kids. Not a great-looking guy. Unfortunately, looks a lot like Dad. But he married one of the girls from Harry Potter.
Hermione?
She's all grown up now.
Yeah.
No, one of the side kids or whatever. Real cute, you know. But you're like, God, those movies were so long ago now that the kids are all 25 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
Probably older.
They're like my age in their 30s, I think.
Yeah.
I think Daniel Radcliffe, he's probably 30, 31.
Yeah, they're like more than that, 20 years old? Because they were like 8, 10. They were little kids when that first one came out.
Yeah, I think the first one came out in like
or
2000,
12,
2001.
something like that.
Alan, I was an Uber driver and had a professional golfer ask me how much I was going to make by driving the rest of the night. I told him about $100. Well, that sucks on its own. And he offered me $110 to come upstairs and spend the night with him. I'm well worth $350. Hard pass.
2001 was the first Harry Potter.
Hey, listen, you got to know your own.
Email us. We'll set the price.
You got to know your own worth, ladies. Right? If you say I'm
You don't know that was a lady?
Yeah, okay, sir or madam, you got to know your own worth. You know, take Mary for instance.
I'm worth 75 degrees.
She knows what her dew point is. That's right. She goes, this is how hot I am, and I'm going to whatever. You got to know what your worth is.
How much to go up
But honestly,
with an Uber driver?
I suspect, though,
He's a golfer.
Or golfer, yeah.
I suspect if he had offered $350, it's not like that would have changed
Yeah, he
anyone's
probably would've
mind.
said,
It's not that much
go.
money.
No.
To go home with a stranger, they could be into weird stuff. Or
I just
cut
like
you
how
up.
low some of these guys start.
Oh, yeah,
They
$110.
go, $110. I will pay you $10 more than your take tonight.
Then your safety in your own vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm too afraid of getting murdered to do stuff like that.
All right, you know you're not going to get murdered.
Okay.
How much, and this is for everybody, not just Mary, how much to spend a night with a stranger? Yeah.
Oh, not a professional like me and John Daly? I don't have to do anything weird
Well,
like that?
this
No.
guy you're just meeting. And he's a professional, and he's a professional athlete.
No, you are turning yourself into a prostitute for one night. So
What do I have to do?
You don't have
Everything.
to. You don't have to.
I have to do everything they
do a
ask,
girl.
no matter what it is.
No. You're setting your price. You're like, this is for intercourse.
Intercourse only.
Yes.
Regular, missionary,
they're gonna wear a
boring,
condom.
Christian intercourse.
Yes.
Okay.
They're gonna get it in. They're gonna get theirs. They're paying for 1 hour of your time.
1 hour.
1 hour of your time. You
1
got to let
hour
that
of
guy work
sex.
your exit.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to work my exit.
What's your price?
For 1 hour of consensual
Missionary.
married sex. $2,500.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That seems low.
That seems high.
$2,500 for 1 hour?
For an hour? Because the guy's you're gonna do it maybe twice. I guess you got to
He
jack
might
up
be into some weird stuff, man.
But you also gotta- well,
missionary Christian
No,
sex.
we're setting it like regular
Yeah.
sex. Very.
$2,500.
You might have to be on top a little bit.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I think more likely is you have to set your price to make it worth all the talking he's going to want to do.
That's what I'm
they say.
saying.
Yeah.
It's a whole hour of essentially you're at his beck and call.
Yeah.
All right.
$2,500 I
Alan,
think is
what's
fair.
your price?
Huh?
And you're not having sex with a lady. She's paying for you for a night.
No, an hour.
Is she
for an hour.
Is she a fancy lady?
No, she's just a lady.
Just a lady.
Normal.
A lady
Reg-
How old is she?
Regular person. Your age.
Your age. Yeah.
Oh.
You got to bring
Boy,
your own ointment.
I don't know. Well, it's not elderly. I'm just saying. I'm not,
Well, women your age don't.
She's not disgusting or anything. She's just a regular
Yeah,
lady.
yeah, I understand. How much for an hour?
She might send you home with some leftovers.
I mean,
Mary set her bar at $2,500.
yeah. That's $65.
$1 per minute.
$65.
$1 and a penny per minute.
I was gonna say, there are only 60 minutes in an hour, right? Okay.
Poundcake?
I'll do it for like a number 5 through Taco Bell. Like, I don't need
a
that
number
much.
5 through Taco Bell.
He's done this exact scenario for literally nothing, I would say. Yeah?
In someone's driveway.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
He did it for the experience. What's
The
your
story.
number?
The guy was cute, though.
I'd probably do more like $500. Alan went real low with $65. I'd do more like $500 or $600.
But if the person's hideous, that's another level.
But he established
You
that
don't
she
even
wasn't.
No, it's a normal-looking person.
Normal-looking
A
person.
little
like-
Midwestern 6.
Like, I got a little.
Maybe they're a little funny.
I got a little time here before.
But that's the thing, too. If you're a prostitute, you don't get to judge them. You have a flat rate, and you say, well, it's this much.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure you put it at a value because you're not sure if it's going to be a good-looking person or an ugly person. You can't be like, oh, you got to pay the ugly person charge.
You should.
I think there should be.
I think
ugly
if I was a
person-
prostitute, I'd have
ugly
an ugly
person
person
tax.
charge.
It should come as no surprise that I'm getting bombarded now with texts of guys who conveniently have $2,500
Gross.
on their person.
That's why I'm saying you set your bar way too low.
That's too low for 1 hour?
There's people willing to pay it.
That's true. People who living there.
How many texts you got saying, I got $65 or I got $500? Probably not that money, but there's a lot that are like, I got $2,500.
Not at all. That's right. Alan, my brother is an Uber driver, and a group of drunk girls offered him $200 to come home with them and not drive all night. He obviously said yes.
Sure.
Well,
Get
maybe
paid up
I
front.
don't know, whatever.
Yeah, right. You got to get paid up front.
Yeah.
Or I'll do a half and half deal so that way they trust me too, you know?
Yeah.
$23.50 and I get the finger. Someone says I don't even want to know what that means.
You're not going to need an hour.
We'll leave it.
Pop fast.
Right.
That's funny.
The going rate in Akron is $20. There you go. Yeah. Again, you're paying for the time, I think, because the sex is going to be real dull. Missionary,
Yeah, and it's not
man
gonna
on
last
top,
that
get it
long.
over
I'm
with
like,
quick.
do I get the
Yeah.
text during it? Like, I'm like,
No, you have to be
No,
there.
you have to be in the moment. You have to.
I don't even know
You're
what a face to
providing
do
a
to-
service.
I get to text her.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
even. Let me face the headboard and just text people.
Poundcake has no sense of customer service
No, he
whatsoever.
Absolutely not.
None.
It's a privilege.
He
And
also-
he worked in customer service. Continues in the morning to work in customer
He
service.
also only asked for a number 5. From where?
Taco Bell.
Taco
Do you
Bell.
even know
Yeah,
what it's a
so-
number 5 at a Taco
You
Bell
know what?
is?
You
Crunchwrap
can do
Supreme
it.
combo, no sour cream and no tomato.
I think that's a number 7. I think you might have just sold your soul for a chalupa, bruh.
Oh, I could live with a chalupa. It's not terrible. And especially it's his fault because I'm having a Taco Bell first. I need that up front. So if he still wants to do it after I have my Taco Bell, that's on him.
Combo.
Boy, you're really, so you're gonna sit there and eat Taco Bell while this guy waits.
He might be into that. He might want to watch me eat.
He's
And then
really, yeah. I can't imagine anybody's gonna want to watch you eat.
the drive-through, me eating, and the sex all comes within that hour. So he's still.
And
like,
why is he paying for all that? You're really narrowing the field of people who are willing to spend the money on those particular fetishes. I want to watch you eat and have sex with you before the hour is up.
Yeah. Mary, are you looking up the Taco
I'm trying
Bell
to
menu?
find it. Yeah, but you can't find the numbers online. It doesn't say like this is a number 1, this is a number
cares?
2. Because I hope that you just did that for like a soft taco supreme, and you don't even like sour cream, do you?
Done more for less. Who cares?
Now, stripper Scott says nothing against Mary, but as someone who knows the market, she's out of her mind if she thinks she can get away charging that much. See, that's the thing too. You got to kind of figure out who's going to undercut you.
I don't
You
care.
say $2,500. You're trying to price yourself out, is what you're
yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
I want to make this so people can't do
I
it.
feel like buying a prostitute would be exciting. It's just like, wow, I can't wait
If
to
someone in
exchange
Cleveland
cash.
has $2,500,
Well,
they're
you're not
probably
buying
not
them,
gonna-
you're renting them.
I'm just saying, like, ooh, I'm exchanging cash for like a sexual favor.
For
this
goods
is
and
pretty
services.
cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Tell you what.
And why do they call it a sexual favor, by the way? No one's doing anyone a favor. They're like, hey, do me a favor.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I'll be Trump, you be Ukraine. Let's get it on.
It's a favor.
A favor. Not if you're
Hey, will
exchanging
you do me
money
a
for
favor?
it. No. Yeah, somebody goes, do me a favor. Pick me up a bottle of water. Cool. Right? If you say, hey, do me a sexual favor, there's money involved.
Sexual threesome.
Sexual favor.
You got to work favor out of the. Whatever.
Sexual threesome.
All right, I'm going to have what for you? Oh, those Tool tickets. As promised, I have one last pair for Wednesday night at the Romo Fijo. Tool and Killing Joke on the new tour. So I'll hand those off as soon as we get back. 35192 if you want to text.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our